Hi, I'm Graham Phillip. I'd like to welcome you to my tutorial on making a seat. First of all, I start off by making the seat rather in the same way that a trimmer would do it, by making two slabs of foam and then gluing them together. Instead of that, I use curves and skin surfaces. So I'd have curves here, usually I use degree 2, and then I'd skin all these surfaces in. And then, because I want my model to be a closed volume, I start off my model as a closed volume when possible. Okay, now that's the basic slab, so we want to shape it. Let's show you how I do that. I changed the surface degree from 3.3 to 3.2 to give me just the one hull to manipulate, and we're going to pull the hull and we're going to pull it in V. I'm going to just give a bit of crown on the seat like so. Obviously in real life you'd be following blueprints or designer's sketches. Now it's very important for a modeler to have the theoretical, so I'm going to keep these surfaces as my theoreticals. Another way of doing it would be just to make a duplicate curve of the edges here, the intersections, and keep those, because you need to come back to your theoreticals, especially when if the model has to change radically, you have to come back to kind of basic stage of the model. I don't want to trim away these surfaces here to make my blend. I want to maintain a high quality of geometry, so I'll show you how to do that. Take the tubular offset control, I've set it to 80 here. I'm going to pick both edges of my skin surfaces there, and I'm going to come down here to set this to off, so I don't want any curves on surface, and hit recalc. Now that gives me a tube, and I'm going to turn the transparency onto full. Okay, first thing I have to do is to kill the history, which I do on my keyboard, hotkeys, and now I want to use this extend tool. I'm going to pick my first skin surface and snap it back to the circle there, and then pick the second skin surface and snap it back to the circle, or the tube I should say, and that tells me exactly where I need to put my blend. And save your work all the time. Right, next I'm going to take my skin tool and I'm going to just skin across there, and I'm going to want, I think, degree 4, yeah, in the V direction. So come across here, U and V is this one, degree 4. Now it's just a simple job. Take the move CV tool, XYZ, and snap this center row from the skin surface by holding down the control key. Snap it to the CVs on the curve, which of course is of the same degree. So that's that done. So that looks like so. Okay, so that's your theoretical point of intersection curve, your TPI curve. Take the align tool, set to tangent, and just pick this smaller skin surface here and align that with tangency. We can't align it with curvature because we don't have enough hulls. We only have hulls really for tangency, and one spare hull. We need 2 spare hulls if we're going to use the align tool to get curvature, as in a degree 5 surface, to get curvature here. And the way we're going to do that is by picking these locators and go to information and ask for curvature. Show edge labels, same for both cases. Okay, and that shows us our state of play at the moment. At this point you can either slide these CV hulls to arrive at curvature, or you can do what I do, and that is take the transform CV tool and pick hull, set to NUV. Make sure that you template the TPI curve there, otherwise you end up picking that by mistake and then you will lose your point of intersection reference. Now if I'm watching numbers now, I'm not watching combs anymore, so we're 0.2 and we're 0.1. Just make sure that moving in the right direction, and there we are, curvature. It could have been done by just sliding this hull until you find curvature, and do the same with this one. And incidentally, when I pulled this curvature CV hull, I was moving it a very, very small distance. I use a value of 1000 for moving the curvature hull, and for moving these, sliding these hulls, tangent hulls, I use a value of around 25 or 30 or something like that, so it's a completely different setting. Okay, let's have a look at how things are shaping up. So there you are. That's the beginning of the seat slab. So I hope that you found that useful. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video.